going to call the organizational meeting to order. And the first thing that we're going to do is we have two new board members. We're going to have both of you stand, and we'll have you do the oath. So if you could raise your right hand, please. So I, state your name,
I, Linda Voynietz,
I, Muhammad Al-Ghaib,
okay? Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
and the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
and the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
okay? And that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of member of the Board of Education of the School District City of Hamtramck according to the best of my ability. Sorry, that's a lot, but
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of member of the Board of Education of the School District of the City of Hamtramck according to the best of my ability.
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of member of the Board of Education of the School District of the City of Hamtramck according to the best of my abilities.
okay, congratulations. Do you have anybody that you would like to recognize in the audience?
I brought my family.
Okay, you want to introduce them?
It's my husband Ed, it's my son Ivan, it's my daughter Alyssa, and my son Zach.
All right, perfect, thank you.
I didn't know.
Okay, sorry.
You got your cousin right here.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go, there you go. All right, so roll call of the members. Trustee Hall,
Present.
trustee Abate,
Present.
trustee Watson.
Present.
Oh, come on down.
I don't want to interrupt Chip's shot.
Okay.
Thanks.
Well, I guess I should, trustee Abdulmalik Elgaheim,
Present.
trustee Ferris, trustee Mohammed Elgaheim,
Present.
and Linda Wolniak?
Voynietz.
What?
Voynietz.
Bonians.
Voynietz.
Bonians. I'll have to work on
Present.
that. All right, thank you. All right, so at the organizational meeting, what we do is we elect our officers for the 2025 calendar year. Since we do not have a current president, I will be going through the process. So with that, we'll take nominations for board president.
I nominate Abdelmalik for president.
I accept the nomination. Thank you, Mr. Wade.
I did get seconded.
No.
I second.
Oh, second, okay, I'm sorry. Thank you, Mr. Wade, and thank you, Ms.
Any
Hall.
other nominations? Hearing no other nominations, resolved that Abdulmalik Elgaheim is elected to the office of President of the Board of Education for
Do we have to go vote
2025.
first?
Yes.
We're about to
Oh,
go
I thought
around
you
now.
were, oh,
Yep.
I'm sorry.
And then we vote.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Go ahead.
Do I hear a first?
Call the names.
Or you can call the names or say all in favor, whatever you want.
Yeah.
Oh, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye,
Aye.
Okay. Congratulations.
thank you.
Moving on to the Board Vice President. Do I hear a motion for?
I'll motion. I'd like to nominate Mr. Wade.
And second.
I accept.
Any other nominations? Okay, hearing no other nominations, can I hear support?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
Moving on to nomination of the board treasurer. Do I hear nominations?
I nomination, you said treasurer?
Treasurer.
Okay. I'm sorry,
I'd like to nominate Regan Watson.
Do I hear a second?
second.
Second? Okay, do I hear any other nominations? Hearing no other nominations, can I get affirmation?
Aye.
Aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Ms. Hall.
Aye.
Aye.
All right, congratulations. And finally, we have the nomination for the board secretary.
I nominate Ms. Hall.
I'll second.
You second it?
I'll second it.
Oh, okay. Any other nominations? No? Hearing no other nominations, do I hear confirmation?
Aye.
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 Okay, all right. So officers elected for the year of 2025 are as follows. Board President Elgaham, Board Vice President Obaid, Treasurer Watson, and Secretary is Hall. Thank you very much. With that, I'm going to turn it over to the Board President.
All right, thank you. All right, resolution number 5, meeting dates for the Board of Education for the year of 2025. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Mr. Obey?
second.
Ms. Watson? Resolved that the regular meetings of the Hamtramck Board of Education for the year 2025 be held on the blank of each month at the administration office located at 3201 Roosevelt in Hamtramck, Michigan for a 212 at 6 p.m. Are you guys still okay with the second Wednesday of each month?
I thought it was the first.
It's currently the first.
It's currently the first, but we want to move it to the second per interim superintendent to
Yeah.
help with.
It helps with operations because, you know, our month end is right there and then we sort of get slammed by having that first Wednesday. Sometimes it's the first, you know, day of the month. So having it second week tends to work a little bit better.
It is still on Wednesday at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
So, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion passes. Resolution number 6, authorization of bank depository signature transfer between funds, ACH, and wire transfer for account maintained at PNC Bank.
Motion.
Mr. Wade,
I'll second.
so. Resolved that for items 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 items.
And I would mention, these are all the same accounts as last year.
Okay, perfect. That the bank depository resolution to open and maintain a deposit account where applicable, its wire transfer agreement that are incorporated as part of this resolution, and appropriate board officers are authorized to sign names. So, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Oh, one absent, I'm sorry. All right, investment authority, can I get a motion?
I'll motion.
Mr. Watson,
Second.
second by Mr. Obey. Resolved that whereas section 1223 of Act 451 of the Public Acts of 1976 as amended, provided that the treasurer of any school district, when authorized by a resolution of the Board of Education, may invest funds of the district in such investment by this resolution of the Board of Education, may invest funds of the district in such investments by this resolution, are restricted to the following as followed under Act 451 for A, B, C, and D, and that whereas it is the intent of the school district of the city of Hamtramck to have its superintendent and his/her designees, the chief financial officer, CFO, or finance manager, as designated agent of the treasurer to make investments of available balances. Any questions? No? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, one absent, motion passes. Resolution number 8, authorization of investments, can I get a motion?
I'll motion.
Second.
Mr. Hall, second by Mr. Wade. Resolve that UBS be and is hereby designated as a legal depository for investment of the school district of the city of Hamtramck for funds in whatever form and whatever manners endorsed in that fund so deposited may be withdrawn by check, draft, note, or other instruments or orders for payments, transfer with withdraw by the authorized person representing the school district. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, 6 ayes, 1 absent, motion passes. Resolution number 9, designation of person responsible to post public notices of board meetings. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Heard Ms. Hall first.
No, Linda
Then-
first. She's ready.
Linda, sorry. Second by Ms. Hall. Resolved that the administrative assistant to the superintendent of school board of education is responsible to ensure that all regular and special board meetings notices be appropriately posted in a timely manner. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, 6 ayes, 1 absent, motion carries. All right, the organizational meeting is adjourned at
16.
6:10. All right, meeting called, regular board meeting called to order by Mr. Abdelmakin Jaheim at 6:11 PM. Roll call of members, Ms. Hall,
Present.
Mr. Wade,
Present.
Ms. Watson,
Present.
Mr. Ferris, absent, Mr. Al-Ganim, Mohammed,
Present.
and Ms., I'm gonna have to remember this.
Present.
I wrote this, Ms. Volians. Did I say it right?
Thank you.
Close. Thank you. Okay, 6 present, 1 absent. Okay, resolution number 1, acceptance of agenda. Can I get a motion?
I'll motion.
Second.
Hall, second by Mr. Wade. Resolved that the Board of Education accept and approve the agenda with any additions or deletions. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 6 ayes, 1 absent, motion passes. All right, resolution number 2, closed session. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Mr. Wade,
Second.
second by Linda. Resolved that the Board of Education does hereby go into closed session for the following purposes: to discuss matter pursuant to attorney-client privileges, and to consult with the council regarding trial settlement strategies in connection with docket number 2-23-CV-12817 VRM-DRG. Oh my God, that's a long one. Per stated. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, 6, 1 absent, motion carried. We go to closed session at 6:12 PM. obeyed. Ms. Watson. Resolved that the Board of Education does hereby resume the meeting in open session. All in favor?
Aye.
7 ayes, 0 absent. Okay, we resumed at 8:13. All right. Yeah. I'd like to take this time to thank Wayne Risa for writing a resolution on recognizing the Board of Education in honor of School Board Recognition Month, which is January. Thank you. And now we move on to resolution number 4, approval of door bids for Holbrook and DE. Motion from Ms. Hall and Victor. Resolved that the Board of Education does hereby award the bids for the HPS quarter door replacement project as follows. Do we have any questions?
Can you explain to us?
All of them?
Yeah.
Are these interior or exterior?
Yeah, certainly. They're interior, but, so, doors throughout the district were identified in the facility study as needing to be updated for operational and safety reasons. Holbrook and Dickinson East were selected as start of the replacement process due to the condition and quality and quantity of the doors. The plan for the door replacements actually started in 2023 through funding that it's called 31AA. It's health and safety through our state aid funding. Funding that year was approximately $700,000, of which 50% could be used for safety infrastructure needs. So unfortunately, funding in 24-25 was reduced to approximately $60,000. It was cut about 90%. So when we're looking at Holbrook and Dickinson East, the quantity of doors and also the condition aligns with the funding that we currently have. So funding for future door replacements throughout the district will need to be identified as we go forward. Hopefully the 31AA funding comes back and then we can use that again.
So the still amount only for these two buildings?
Yes. And really the reason why we're bringing it to you now is, so in the future, what we really want to get to is approving bids anywhere from September through November. Bringing this bid to you right now, we really have to get the orders in for the doors, for the lock sets. We'll really be pushing it to get it done this summer.
So the summer will be installed?
They'll be installed over the summer.
Then who was mentioned, motion on this?
Ms. Hall and Victor. Okay, taking clothes.
I have a
Linda?
question before we vote. That allowance, the allowances seems quite excessive.
Part of the issue is once you get into the walls.
Every time construction, I know.
Yeah, and the age of the buildings, ironically, the age of the high school is a good thing because there really wasn't asbestos being used in construction.
Right, with
The
these
age
buildings.
of these buildings, you're gonna find asbestos. Dickinson East, we already had to do asbestos abatement for the windows, so we anticipate some of that.
Heard. Thank you.
Any other questions? All right. Linda, how do you vote?
Aye.
Victor?
Aye.
Mr. Wade?
Aye.
Mohammed?
Aye.
Ms. Watson?
Aye.
Ms. Hall?
Aye.
Aye. 7 ayes, 0 absent, motion carries. Resolution number 5, approval of conference attendance. Can I get a motion?
Motion?
Second.
Wade, second by Watson. Resolved that the Board of Education does hereby approve conference attendance and travel arrangements to the DMG Summit 2025 to be held in New York. Visuals, James Larson, interim superintendent, Heather Kuhneman, executive director of student achievement, and Nate Telval, state and federal funding specialist. Jim, do you want us to say something on that?
Yeah, I would, thanks. So what this is, it's part of the district's doing a study. It's called AROI, which stands for Academic Return on Investment. This is very similar to what businesses do, and AROI ROI, return on investment, but really what ARI does is we combine student growth with the cost per student of doing that growth. So what this really does is it allows you to compare programs and what you're getting for your money. And then you'll be able to compare between programs to select the one that you are getting the most return on student growth for. This is really a year-long study that we started back, I think, September, and it includes representatives from administration, unions, and so what we'll do in New York is we'll actually see presentations, talk with districts that have already gone through this and they're implementing it in their districts.
Best practices are always good.
Yeah, thank you.
All in favor?
I have a que- wait,
Opposed?
I have a
Go ahead.
question about it. What's the cost on this?
Well, actually, the cost for, so they're paying everything except for my airline flight. For Nate and Heather, they're gonna have to pay for the hotel and the flight. So approximately, probably be somewhere around 1,200 apiece, I would imagine.
Yeah.
We actually had our board president going with us.
Yeah.
But he had a work conflict. He would have been the same as me, paid for. But unfortunately, it didn't work out. Next time.
Maybe next year.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Resolution number 6, approval of emergency instruction plan. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Victor,
Second.
second by Ms. Watson. Resolved that the Board of Education does hereby approve the district emergency instruction plan as submitted. Any questions?
Can you explain that?
Yeah, absolutely. So this resolution would provide the district with the option to operate virtually. So this would supplement the allowable 6 calamity days that are provided by the state. Currently, if the district exceeds those 6 calamity days, we actually have to pay the state back our per day funding rate. And our per day funding rate would be approximately $160,000. So this really, nobody thought COVID was gonna start, right? I mean, this would be an option if, we had a blizzard or, we get cold days, something like that. It will allow us to pivot and do virtual learning.
So when was the last time we went over our 6 days of snow days?
Well, not since I've been here, I know that, but,
Okay.
no, I take that back. We were close last year. We had a building or two that went over because we actually had, heat days. We had cold days, snow days, and heat days. And I think a couple buildings we may have called off, but that would have resulted in extending the school year, so.
So, I have a question, sorry.
Go ahead.
So, speaking as a parent, like a few years ago, I recall that, I guess we would get an email from the district or whoever was in charge of hey, tomorrow we're getting a blizzard or something. Kids will be bringing home their laptops and going virtual. I mean, I guess is that the same thing essentially, or is that were those considered unplanned or not emergency?
Those were probably
versus-
unplanned, so we do have an agreement, correct me if I'm wrong, within 24 hours, we can talk with the union, we can look at,
Here, so
Here.
what the CBA says is that, the first 2 days, as long as we are under our limit, right, so as long as we're within the 6-day limit, the first 2 days are snow days. Go play in the snow, but anything beyond that, the district can go virtual. So on the 3rd day, let's say it was a blizzard, and let's say next week, we get a ton of snow, Monday, Tuesday, we're gonna be out all week. Monday, Tuesday, go dig out, whatever, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we go virtual.
And save those snow days for another blizzard.
Yeah,
And that's-
and once we go over, once we hit 6 days, any emergency, anything after that is automatically, a virtual day.
Because we don't have
Oh,
more.
yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a limit in this?
15 days.
15 days.
15, okay.
So you'll go,
15.
the
On top of
limit-
the 6 days.
Right.
Yeah.
Between
so
the
it'll be
days.
15 virtual days.
Up to.
Up to
Up to.
15.
If you
You
need.
can't go more than that.
Oh,
Yeah.
you can?
This doesn't mean that we're going to do it.
No,
It's
I,
just
no,
the
I know that, I'm just saying, that's the limit, is
Yes.
you can go up to 3 weeks essentially of, school weeks,
Yeah, with this.
virtual,
With this approval.
with this approval.
Yep.
I think that's reasonable. I don't think it'll ever get that bad, but.
Right.
No, it's really emergency
No,
basis. So-
that's what I'm saying, it's like, it's always good
Yeah.
to have some kind of backup plan.
Maybe we'll get a hurricane this year.
Rain for 40 days, 40 nights.
I'm not hoping for it, but just saying.
Yeah.
Any more questions?
So we can lessen the days, that's a lot of days.
What allows you up to that many
Yeah.
days. It doesn't mean we're going to do those days.
All right. Mohammed, how do you vote?
Aye.
Blossom?
Hi.
Ms. Hall? Linda?
Aye.
Peter?
Aye.
Mr. Wade?
Aye.
I vote aye, 7 aye, motion carries. Resolution number 7, commissioning agent, can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Second by Linda, I heard. Resolved that the Board of Education does hereby approve the amendment for additional commissioning services for the HVAC improvement, phase 1 and 2 as follows. Jim, can you give us some insight on this?
Yes, certainly. In the fall, we approved the commissioning agent for all the projects that are currently under construction. This is to include the schools that were not currently under construction. That includes the early childhood, the community center administration building, Horizon High School in Talbeda. And what we're finding is that, well, first of all, let me go backwards, because we have members that don't know what a commissioning agent does. Commissioning agent is really the expert that works with us. Ideally, they work with you when you're doing the planning, you're doing the design, and then they're the ones that come in the end and they certify that everything is operating per spec. And that's when you sign off and you make the final payment. We have multiple projects right now where we have not made the final payment. This building being one, you guys just sat in my office and you can understand. We have some issues like that throughout the district. You know, the example I gave before at Dickinson East, we put a boiler in 4 years ago. We just operated it this fall because it wasn't to spec. We had to do some more work on it. This will allow us to do, have the commissioning agent come in within the time frame that we have the contractor come back and make the adjustments under contract.
Question, Jim, does these pricing comes from a bid, or does it go through a bid, or
Well-
we have a company that we are?
When we originally picked IMEG, that was back in the fall, we went out and we interviewed, we took quotes, and IMEG was the lowest responsible quote.
Okay.
And they're already doing the work on the other buildings, and that's one that we're extending the contract with.
Can I ask, so
Yep.
I see in language it says, total fees for the project will now be.
Mhm.
Do we have a figure for what it initially was?
Yeah.
What's the change, I guess?
It's less this, so it was probably about 120,000.
Okay.
And the reason why, you know, these buildings are so much is because they weren't involved up front. So now they're coming in the tail end, they have to do a lot of work to come up to, what the spec should be.
And that's what they're charging per building to come out and check them.
Yes, yep. And then, again, that will allow us to close out these construction contracts.
So were they available prior to this, or is this like the first time you're bringing in the commissioning agent?
And will this be a one-time deal?
Yeah,
or-
so it's like, is it per project, or is it just overall?
It would be overall all the projects that were completed. So this is something that I've done in previous districts, because from a district's standpoint, it's a responsible thing to do because we have contractors. The commissioning agent holds everybody accountable. They hold the architect accountable, they hold the construction contractor accountable. These are our experts to say, you got what you paid for, and it's operating, the way it should pay. So it's like almost.
No, I like it personally,
Mhm.
but I'm just, I guess the way I was just looking at it is like, for example, like the windows
Mhm.
for all the buildings. With this, like what he's charging, is he's charging for looking at the windows at each building separately, or is it the project was windows and I'm gonna charge this much for all the windows?
It's each building.
It's each building.
So, yeah, this is
Okay.
cost per building, whatever projects were completed.
Until the windows are done, they're up to spec, and then if we want them to look at something else, that's a new price or a new budget or something. Like
If we take on another project.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
This would include all the projects that have been completed recently and the ones that are in process, like the high school, the HVAC.
Yeah.
That would be
exactly.
done in
Yeah.
26, so they would come back and monitor that.
Jim, okay, the total come up to 75,000 for these buildings.
Mhm.
What's these 188 for?
That includes the previous contract that we signed
Okay.
for the.
So that would be total
That was like the
75
120.
and then before?
Yes, yeah,
So totally 188.
total of 188.
Do you know how much was the previous one?
120.
120.
Yeah, what was it, 113? 75 subtract 188.
All right, any more other questions? No? All right. Mr. Wade, how you vote?
Aye.
Victor?
Aye.
Linda?
Aye.
Mohammed?
Aye.
Ms. Watson?
Aye.
Ms. Hall?
Aye.
I vote aye, 7 ayes, motion carries. Resolution number 8, approval of Director of Human Resource. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
I'll
Sorry.
second. Don't apologize.
Who's first?
Mo. Oh.
Mohammed and Ms. Watson. Resolved that the Board of Education does hereby approve the employment of Bria Kilgo as the Director of Human Resource, annual salary of $126,698.79, effective January 13, 2025. Linda?
Aye.
Victor?
Aye.
Mr. Wade?
Aye.
Mohammed?
Aye.
Ms. Watson?
Aye.
Ms. Hall?
Aye.
I vote aye, 7 ayes, motion carries and passes. Bria, congratulations.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so just, Bria's been our interim for the past year. Now,
Now it's for real.
now it's for real, yes, and she has support. So we're looking forward to great things in HR.
Us too.
All right, resolution number 9, authorization to enter agreement. The Board of Education of Hamtramck Public Schools hereby motion to approve the full and final settlement and releases non-monetary terms of settlement between Nabil Naji and Hamtramck Public Schools, and to authorize the interim superintendent to sign the settlement agreement on behalf of the school district. Linda, how do you vote?
Aye.
Victor?
Aye.
Mr. Wade?
I'm sorry, aye.
That's okay. Mohammed?
Aye.
Ms. Watson?
Aye.
Ms. Hall?
Aye.
And I vote aye, 7 ayes, motion carries.
Mr. Oakham, question.
Yes.
Who offered and seconded that motion?
Mo,
Mo
Mo
and
and
Watson.
Watson.
Thank you.
Yes. Resolution number 10, approval of consent agenda. Can I get a motion?
All motion.
Ms. Watson?
Second.
Second by Linda. Resolved that the Board of Education does approve the following items under their consent agenda, which is approval of minutes and approval of employment. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
I just have a question about this.
I'm sorry, once we motion for this, we can't have any questions on consent agendas.
Consent agenda is sort of, it's like,
Yeah.
you have to digest it all as a whole.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, usually steps are included when these are in the agenda, like what step they are.
And I don't see that for any of those employment approvals.
What do you mean steps?
And what step they are in the
On this.
contract.
Contract.
Yeah.
Bria, have we done that in the past with their stuff? Oh, okay. And we're missing. Bria
Yeah.
came back today.
Yeah, I
so-
can get back to you on what those steps are though.
Sorry.
So, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Alright, motion passes.
Motion on that one?
Ms. Watson and Linda. Alright, reports to the board.
All right, thank you. So just really wanted to give you an update on the high school bathroom projects. These are projects that, so these are all the designs. You know, so if you go through, it has all the architect drawings. These are, you know, we've been working on this for some time now, I believe since summer.
Who's doing our architect?
Architect is, oh God, you
Not the-
asked me too soon. No, it's not PIA, it's,
Not permitted.
It's a new.
it is,
Okay.
yeah.
It's probably on the drawings.
You're right, that's actually.
Architects tend to brand their stuff.
Here's my architect, yes, yes. So this is a project that we're replacing the, all 4 bathrooms. And then also there is a bathroom in the middle of the school. It's a single bathroom that we're not going.
Is it ADA?
Nothing that we have is really ADA because of the building.
Age of buildings,
Yeah,
of course.
age of the buildings. This is actually, I've got to talk with the principal because it looks like a staff bathroom.
It's a single.
It's a single,
They
yeah,
used to use it for staff when we were
Yeah.
back in high school.
yeah.
Hmm.
But that's one that we're looking at turning into a,
AD.
yeah, and a single for, you know, any student type thing. And that would really be, we're replacing the plumbing. You know, as I explained before in a previous meeting, you know, when COVID came, a lot of the pipes weren't used, so a lot of them corroded. So we actually have leaking pipes from the 2nd floor down to the 1st floor. And, you know, because that's the design of a building. If you have a bathroom on 1st floor, you gotta
Yeah,
go. up to the
generally,
second.
yeah.
So that.
Water always flows, always finds the lowest point.
It does, and so I hope to bring this resolution in March, at the March meeting. The second item is that we are really looking at the auditorium renovation now. So part of that is because we're going to have the high school closed down really this summer, the following summer, you know, with some of our 27G money that we received, that $1 million. We're going to use that for the bathrooms, and we're also looking at the auditorium, doing, you know, like a paint job, you know, replacing the seats. You know, that's part of the the facility study that we're looking at. Now we're starting to price out some of those projects and starting to put them into architect designs. Now, we still have to get the final priorities aligned, but, you know, we're doing some of the work ahead of time, so.
Great.
And then, just 2 things, I'm sorry, wanted to, announce, we have a MLK breakfast on January 20th. I believe it starts at 8:30, 9:30, goes till noon.
Yes.
There's a competition, talent competition. And then another thing that I just got notice of today, DW has muffins for moms tomorrow. So, it's a good event, people come, they drink coffee, have, well, in this case, muffins. I've done donuts with dads, you know, people from the community come. It's really a nice event, meet people and just talk.
The MLK breakfast, is that at the community center?
Yes, yes it is, sorry. All right, thanks, that's.
So, just one question, for the bathrooms and the auditorium, what's the timeline for that? Like, once those bids are, like.
So the bathrooms are going to be this summer,
Okay.
because really see that as a priority, high need. You know, the auditorium, we're really looking at, doing the design. Well, actually, I'm glad you asked, because I believe that's on the 15th. We're doing like a steering committee. We're bringing in students, staff. We're gonna meet with them, I believe it's 1:30 on the 15th. We're gonna start that process, ask students, to help us design it. And that would really look at a project. So the auditorium is a unique space because we could actually do that during school.
Yeah, because they don't use
There's
it
no classroom
24/7.
instruction.
Exactly. And so you could close off the hallway, so construction workers could come through the boys' locker room, girls' locker room, straight into the auditorium. So right now, I don't have a timeline. What I would like to see is it done by opening day of 2026. So August of 2025, no,
2026 or 2025?
2026,
So it'd be
So then
next year.
next year.
Next year,
Is
the end
there,
of summer.
is there any way we can, I think our auditorium, it's really good, all it needs some love, touch some paint. Can we do some lights and
Hat-
touch up
chairs.
and,
Yeah,
in the
chairs.
meantime,
Well,
and the chairs and
Chairs.
stuff we can replace later in 2026. But can we do something about the peeling paint and all that,
Well,
The lighting is like too dark.
Yeah,
Like the
that-
easy
that's
stuff.
really, yeah.
yeah,
I think that's just maintaining it.
well, that's part of it. I actually asked the same question, if we could paint it first. They said, well, if you paint it, then you come back in, you do the flooring, you do the lighting, you're gonna have to
Yeah,
patch.
paint's usually
your-
last.
Repatch, yeah, repaint.
Yeah, paint's
everything.
usually last.
Yeah, it usually is less.
Yeah,
I wanted to see the same thing,
yeah.
to be honest, just to give it a facelift
Yeah.
and
no.
then sort of
Yes,
go
that's what I'm
forward,
saying, yeah.
I
but,
mean, one more year. What are you
Yeah.
gonna do? So
Yeah.
just patience at this point.
Okay. Audience participation on forum. So this portion of the agenda is for citizens to address any questions or comments to the board. The board will listen, take comments or questions under advisement, and not respond at this time. The presiding officer will refer a question to the superintendent for research or response. Persons wishing to address the Board of Education must complete an audience participation form and submit it to the board president before the meeting starts. Form must be filled out completely to be accepted.
Okay,
Go ahead.
Happy New Year.
New Year.
Congratulations to the new officers and welcome to the new trustees. Glad you're not coming. I want to let the board know that this year, the district will be negotiating all 4 union contracts. And I'd like to briefly share my thoughts about the process. Negotiations are about solving problems and addressing concerns so that the working conditions and consequently the students' learning conditions are fair, equitable, and suitable for healthy work mental health, and smooth operations that provide for good work-life balance and competitive compensation. When I've been speaking with union leaders from other districts, I am hearing some disturbing things. I'm hearing that districts and their lawyers seem to be using delay tactics, and that push negotiations beyond the expiration dates of contracts. Now, I don't know why anyone would want to do that, but what that does is it leaves teachers and paraprofessionals and any other union members without a contract. That creates, quite frankly, ill will. And I don't think anyone in education, and certainly not here, can afford any more ill will. So, I'm going to pose a question, you don't have to answer this right now, but it's just something to think about. My question is, does the board, going into negotiations, do you want to pay even more in legal fees and have a lawyer lead the negotiations for the district? With several pending lawsuits still, do you want to have a larger legal bill? A lawyer does not work with teachers or paraprofessionals or secretaries. They are not in our classrooms, and they will not be responsible for working out the nuances of the contract after we've signed the deals. They are not part of our community. I'd like to urge the district to trust its district level administration to work with its teachers and paras without a lawyer. The last contract was done without a lawyer, to be honest. The contract creates the conditions in the district and it should be the employees who work together collaboratively to create those conditions. Thank you.
Thank you. Any more business to discuss? All right, meeting adjourned, 8:43.